My name is Harshal and I'm a Masters of Data Science student at the University of Melbourne. In this video, I'm going to present the assignment we have done on city analytics on the cloud in the subject of Comp 90024, that is cluster and cloud computing. As we are asked to deliver the project about city analytics on the cloud, the main focus of the assignment was to define such scenarios that can predict something interesting using Twitter and the official Orin data, and which can further be used to improve the life of people in Australia. For example, some scenarios could improve people lives in the suburbs, some could do in the city, but eventually it should be something interesting and that should be fruitful. So in this project we are focusing main on crime and discrimination. What we are trying to predict is how is the crime trend going across the entire Australia, and since the last 2 or 3 years Melbourne is not the most livable city in the world. Is this because of crime and discrimination? Probably yes and probably no. Along with that, we are trying different things. For example, we are checking, in fact, the trend of crime, or how much is the crime rate and the discrimination rate in several states as per the data we get from Oren. Further, we are trying to use many different cloud technologies, for example, Docker, containers, CouchDB database, and we are using MapReduce to generate some meaningful insights out of it. I'll further explain the system architecture, that how a system is working and what all things we have used and how we are moving ahead. This is the team number 40, and along with me I have my teammates Yuyang, Shongzhang, Kamakshi and Sophia. As I mentioned in the introduction part, that we are focusing more on how many people face crime on a daily basis, or what is the rate of crime on yearly basis, and does language have any significance with discrimination. For example, is it necessary that non-localites, for example people who don't speak English, face discrimination? Or no, we'll see it later on. So this is the system architecture of the cloud platform we have built. So as shown in the architecture, we have 4 instances used. In the very first instance, there are 3 services running, namely Apache for the front end, Cloud Monitor, and the Tweet Harvester. Tweet Harvester is where we are storing the tweets using the Tweepy API, and Cloud Monitor shows us how many tweets are collected and how many days we need to reach a particular amount of tweets. The remaining 3 instances, instance 2, 3 and 4, we have set up cluster, CouchDB cluster on it. The main intention behind using these 3 instances, 3 instances for CouchDB, is we need to balance the load across all the nodes, and all the instances were being created on the Melbourne Research Cloud, or the other name is Nectar. And on Melbourne Research Cloud, in total we were allocated 200 GB. So each CouchDB instance is allocated 50 GB, and the first instance where we have Apache, Twitter Harvester and the Cloud Monitor, that is also approximately 50 GB. Further, we have some historic tweets as well and the present current tweets, and we use both of them for the further analysis. Some things were handled pretty well to avoid duplication of the tweets, and as per the new rules from the Twitter API, we need to limit restrict the limit of accessing the Twitter API. I mean, we cannot send more than a certain amount of requests in a particular time span. The main advantage or the main important part here was the MapReduce. Using MapReduce, we created 21 different views, 21 different scenarios, you can say, and those 21 different scenarios could be total number of tweets on a particular day, total number of tweets on a particular day in a particular location, or total number of crime related tweets in a particular day, total number of crime related tweets in a particular day in a particular language and on a particular location. These are different kind of tweets, these are different kind of scenarios we have created, and we have created the cloud monitor using Grafana. So now and all of these services are then used to host it on the website, and I'll show you the demo of the website right now. So this was a short presentation, and this is the demo of our website. So as I mentioned in the intro of our project, this is the team number 40: Yu Yang, Shongzheng, myself, Kamakshi, and Sophia. So just again a short introduction. What's our project? And we are working on two stories, so crime and discrimination. What is Aurin data? Aurin stands for Australian Urban Research Infrastructure Network. So this is the first page of our website. It's a pretty much simple website, and just to show everything whatever we have done. So as I mentioned in the architecture, that this is the cloud monitor. So we have used 3 nodes. One is the master and 2 is the slaves, to balance the load and to avoid the single point of failure. This is the total number of unique tweets we have stored in the CouchDB database, and in order to collect 1 million, that is 10 lakh tweets, we need this much amount of days, and that is based on the past 24 hours. If we consider the rate of collecting the tweets, and if we consider the past 30 minutes, we need 127 days to collect 1 million tweets, as the tweet rate is 0.13 tweets per second. And this is for the last particular day. We collected 22,875 tweets per day. 5 APIs here, it means we are using 5 different authentication keys to collect the tweets, and we are collecting the most recent tweets. So this is just the average access, how much is the 5 API accessing the Twitter API, and so on. Yeah, so main part here is the story of crime. So this is just the Google Map API integration with our website, and here the red parts, the red maps or the red spots which are shown are for the Twitter data, and the blue part is for the Aurin data. Aurin is the official government website of Australia, which provides the true facts about the things happening in Australia, and we have collected crime and discrimination facts from there. So as it is very simple to understand, this is all the Twitter data across the Australia, as we have mentioned location constraints in the Twitter while collecting the tweets, that we need the tweets only from Australia. So the red part is the Twitter data, and the blue one is the Aurin data. So if we consider the Aurin data from the past, I think 2014 to 2019, and whatever part merges with the Twitter data, we can say that yeah, these are the common areas and these are the common types of crime occurring in that particular area. This is for South Australia. Similarly, we have for Victoria, and these are all the different number of crimes provided to us by Oren. So if we go here, we can plot a toggle map for Twitter. We can select South Australia, we can select Victoria, and whatever we want, whichever state or whichever city you want. If we further go here, we have the pie chart, and this shows that yeah, so by deception it's 50% and by theft it's 50%. If we go here, then here we have many different number of charts, and the same things are shown in the bar graph as well. Sorry for the alignment issue, it will be sorted. And at the last, we have the same thing for the discrimination data. So since we have the discrimination data for the entire Australia, it takes a bit more time to load. Otherwise, we have the discrimination data from the Twitter as shown in the red spots. So yeah, this is our basic simple project. Because of the time constraint, we couldn't do much, but yeah, if we have more time constraint, we would definitely do something better as we have more scenarios in mind. And yes, so in the end, we conclude, or we found some facts that from the year 2018, if we just consider Melbourne, from the year 2018, Melbourne is not the most livable city in the world. As in the year 2017 and 2017 to 2018, we found that Melbourne, not only Melbourne, the amount of crime and discrimination happened all across Australia has reached its peak, and there are a lot number of tweets on social media regarding the same. Also, if we consider the average Oren data, the number of crime related complaints or the number of different crimes have been increased a lot in the year 2017 and 18. So this could be one of the reasons that why Melbourne is not the most livable city in the world. And even not if we consider the entire Australia, not only Melbourne, the major cities Sydney, Brisbane, then the crime rate and the discrimination rates have been increased a lot in the past 3 to 4 years. And for Australia to grow, for Australia people to live a better life, these things need to be stopped. As we have concluded another fact that discrimination is not based on language. Even the Aboriginal and straight people here face a lot of discrimination, and that is why we conclude that discrimination is not based on language. Even the localites over here face it. So in the end, we just want to conclude that Australia is really a very nice place, and it can grow again if crime, discrimination, and many other issues can be solved in time. And yep, that's it. Thank you so much.